Hey Thomas, how are you?
Jonathan, I'm doing fantastic. All right, listen, we're going to actually talk about setting up a home business for sports-minded and business-minded individuals with high profit margins with a $10,000 investment. All right. One thing that's very, very popular, gaining so much ground across the country is pickleball. I
Yep.
actually have two people I know that, and actually one's down here where I live. He has a business. He's a pickleball supplier of accessories and equipment. He is making a fortune. He started it he had a double car garage. He's now actually getting himself a little warehouse. He's actually moving into a 5,000 square foot place. And he does a lot of drop shipping. So it's not like a lot of inventory for him. But it's crazy the amount of money he's doing. He started locally, all right, because pickleball is very popular where I am. And now it's actually he's gaining ground nationally with it. So, and he only got into it about 14 months ago. Okay, so that's what makes it even more interesting. The second type of business, and I've known guys doing this for the last 15 plus years, and they've done very, very well, is cell phone accessories. Um, the guys I knew in New York, a couple of Russian, guys. They had business going. There was actually two separate guys I knew, and unbelievably, they get containers coming in from China, and the cell phone accessories that we buy for like $10, $15. These guys are getting it less than $1, no more than $2. Look at the
Yeah.
profit margins on that. They have websites. First they had outlets going back about 15 years ago, and now it's more and more online that they're doing. But they're cleaning up. They have cleaned up, and they're cleaning up more. These guys are, I kid you not, each one of them's worth 5 million plus today. That's just from cell phone accessories, not selling cell phones, just the accessories itself. All right. So you can get this, stuff over in China. You go through Alibaba and stuff like that. You can even find
Yep.
other suppliers. And listen, you got to educate yourself. You got to sit down and know where to find all this. Jonathan, I want to get your 2 cents in, not only what I said, but other avenues that you see opportunities for $10,000 investment for a home
Yeah, so
business.
home businesses, product based, um, look at the little things in life that you use. So I had a client that they were in kitchen knobs, right? So think
Okay,
about
that's interesting.
your hardware for your kitchen cabinets. They were doing $2 million a year.
Wow.
Home business, part time. I think it was like a husband and wife and a husband and wife. Two couples. They
Okay.
started out of their basement of their house, got really
Okay.
big, continued to do it through I mean, they did this like for 15, 20 years. And this is before the internet was even really that big. And they just made a lot of money over the
Were,
last
were
20
they
years.
doing were they doing a mail order business back in the day? Is that how they started, or?
They had some of that. They had a lot of resellers because they became people that they had a website. They were one of the first companies that had a website for knobs,
Okay.
kitchen hardware, and they did really well. It was genius, right? Little items, knobs are how
Sure.
big, handles are so small, so shipping is cheap. That's what I say when you're looking for items. Try to find items that are, $30 to $50,
Hmm.
because you want to have enough money to make profit, pay for shipping, insurance, all that, and have items that are small. You really don't want to deal with stuff that's like 50 pounds, 100 pounds, or
Okay.
big
Totally
dimensions.
agree. Yeah.
Shipping is going to hurt you. So little items, so kitchen appliances, that kitchen, you like little pieces of kitchen appliances, so like can openers, little lights that go underneath your cabinets. There are so many little things in your kitchen that people they buy. It's 20, $30. It costs.
Mhm.
You can go, like you said, Alibaba is a place, but AliExpress is another place. There's many more
That's
out
true.
there. They give you, I think some of them even give you like a $5 free credit to try out their product.
Hmm.
Um, but a lot of them is you have to buy quantity. If you buy one or two pieces, you pay pretty much what the going rate is, plus you have to pay all the shipping. So you have to find the items that you think that there's popularity for or there's demand for, and you can find that out. There are tools out there that tell you what people are buying on Amazon and similar online stores, so you can figure out what you should buy and test out.
That's
Um,
that's that's interesting. That's really interesting knobs, And I remember back in the day, like in the 70s, late 70s and 80s, you always used to see these catalogs coming into your parents' mailbox, and even in the 90s, but it was mail order. Had stuff for like clothing and little knickknacks and that. But that's the way things were. That was kind of like the way to move things. That was your internet back then, was through the mail.
Catalog,
And
yeah, catalog.
speaking yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember Sears catalog when I was a little kid. The thing was like bigger than a telephone book. All right, you always look. It was huge, and pretty much, it's funny what Amazon is today. That was the Sears catalog. Sears even sold houses. Okay, Sears started Allstate Insurance back. I think it was in 31 or 32, and they started the Discover card. I think it was in 83 or 84. Sears is a very interesting story. I'm surprised nobody's done a movie, but Sears was a catalog business for 50 years before they opened their first brick and mortar in Chicago. So wild story there, but let me not get off the path here. But you mentioned shipping. You know what? That's very important. And just to educate people out there, what you want to do, you can actually go to the post office. You can work out shipping deals. Same thing with FedEx and UPS. Depends on the size of your container, little box that you're sending out, or whatever it may be. They will give you a deal, a huge discount from what you pay retail, all right, at the store itself. So you have to do these things in your negotiation, because whatever you save is going to be helping towards the profit of the business itself, all right, when you look at the total cost of everything. Any thoughts on that, Jonathan?
I mean, set up your, you get your business account with FedEx or UPS or through your local post office. Figure out what the pricing is to ship, because a lot of people don't realize how expensive it could be.
Mhm.
We're all used to free shipping, right? From Amazon. Amazon, everything is free to ship
Right.
most of the time. So people think that shipping is free. It's not free,
No, it's not.
obviously.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of products you can. I mean, you figure out what you see a lot of people buying, right? So in the kitchen's a big one. There's a lot of little gadgets that you can buy that people would want. A lot of them people, if it breaks, they're not gonna ask for a refund, 2 months later. So it's cheap enough. They're 20-30 bucks. You want something that
Mhm.
people would be willing to not even think twice about it. That's what it is.
You bring up a very good point, like as far as like kitchen products. When people open a drawer, you think of what, it's like a woman when they go into a house, when they're looking for a house to buy, they're going to look at the kitchen, they look at the flooring of the house and the bathrooms. Those are the three things that women are looking at. So when you mention kitchen, and utensils and little like special devices, hey, you know what? And again, it's not a lot of money. You hook up with the right supplier overseas for that, you're going to be surprised what your margins can be. All right. You can really, really compete out there 100% in what you're doing. There are other people that we've seen throughout the years that got involved with fitness products and everything else. I'm not saying do that, but we want to give you things that we're mentioning right now between pickleball, cell phone accessories, and like the knob story that Jonathan shared with you, and stuff in the kitchen. These are everyday stuff that people are doing. Pickleballs are growing things. Cell phones, everybody has a cell phone. They're always looking for something. And the profit margins on these things are huge. You're not talking 10, 20%. You can be talking 100, 200% margins on this stuff, and sometimes even more.
Yeah.
So you know what? You got to be smart about it, and that's the way we're looking at it. We're not nickel and diming you here. We're trying to get you involved with stuff.
Some of the things, like you go to, if you ever go to Disney and it starts raining, what do people do? They go in and they buy a poncho, right?
Mhm.
Poncho's 20 bucks, 25 bucks for a poncho. It's okay. It's not a cheap one, but it does a really good job. You can buy ponchos from these stores. They're less than a penny a poncho, some of them, but you have to buy a lot. You buy like 10,000 ponchos for like 50 bucks. And then think
Mhm.
about it. If you sold every poncho for $1, they're
Mhm.
cheaper, right? They're like one-time use only, but
Sure.
just like you sell them in packs of 10. Because even I, like, if I go to Disney, initially I didn't know about ponchos, that they had them there, so I bought a stack of 10 ponchos for like $10. and
Mhm.
it cost. And then later on, I'm like, these guys probably bought these for $2, if that.
If that,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly. It's Disney. I hear you. Listen, you know what? You always want to look at your margins. That's the key. You know, get yourself incorporated the right way. Do everything legit. It's not a lot of money to get yourself set up, but you know, a home business is perfect for you, especially if you hit the right product in the right sector. All right.
yeah.
And listen, there's things that we didn't mention that'd definitely be better for you to do. But we just want to make this a quick video. Hopefully, we gave you some creative knowledge. We appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, that like button, subscribe. Take care.
Take care, everyone.